everyone, welcome back to another video from this Rita Berman Asian page. We have a fun sort of dragon creature, I think, today, and I have had a few ideas of how to do this. I had wondered whether to do the dragon all red or whether to do the dragon with some red and some yellow. I think I quite like the idea of doing it all red. But we're going to have to layer up some different shades of red to get it to quite work. So we're going to start with the Venetian red. I'm going to do the whole dragon. I'll do the background later. Oh, I just put my finger in the wet stickles. Hold on a bit. Oopsie. And spread them down here. If you scrape them with your fingernail, they come off, but they don't come off your finger. Right, let's move on. So one of my brushes on the last page now has no stickles on because they're on my finger. Never mind. Let's colour the dragon. Yeah, as you can tell, I'm making a few videos in a batch. I tend to do that. I find it easier. For anyone who makes their own, I know quite a few of you that watch actually make your own videos. I find it's much more efficient to record a little batch of videos until I run out of things to say or energy for talking, which people think, why? You stop talking? Yeah. And record a little batch. And then I edit them all together, and it just is more efficient than doing one, editing one, doing another one, editing another one. So unless you do lives, which is, you don't have to edit then, I can't do lives. Well, my children have said there's a possibility I could, but because I use a camera rather than a phone, you can't just broadcast live. You have to put it through some software, have a computer with you on the desk and all that, and it just sounds a bit complicated. So I'm happy with doing the way I do. So I've grabbed a cadmium red so that I can start to put in some darker areas. So let's have a think. Inside the mouth, this is going to be darker. I realised that this might not be red. I'm just decided that I want the whole thing to be red. It actually makes it a lot easier. You don't have to think about what colours to do. For this bit, I'm just going to make it a bit redder on the edge and then fade it across there. And the teeth, I know the teeth wouldn't be red, but you could look one up and sort of copy that if you wanted, but just doing it my own way. Sometimes it's fun to just, you know, go about it in your own way. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do all of it, so I'm going to skip about a bit. I'm going to do the bits that I can obviously see, like Rita's drawn dots here, so I know what to do. And this sort of hoofy bit is easy. It's weird, isn't it? It's got like a hoof, like a horse, and the sort of arm as well, or leg. I guess it's a leg. Don't have arms, do they? Lion with arms. That's some sort of mythical creature, isn't it? Oh, I'm getting warmer now. I think the house is warming up. The heating goes on quite early. It takes a little while to get up to temperature though. Now this bit here, I feel like this should be even darker because it's sort of like a cape or something. Some really intense colour in there, rather like in here. I don't think there's enough in there. Yeah, better. And then the capey bit, I don't know if it's a cape, I don't know what it is. It looks just what it looks like to me. I'm I'm going to just make it look a bit dark on the edges compared to the middle like that. Okay, back to the face. Oh, we've got the collar though. Let's do that. I'm procrastinating doing the face, if you notice. It looks a little bit old at the minute. It won't. I'm confident of that. So I've been following the tennis. I don't know who's tennis fan, but it's the Australian Open at the minute. And it's always fun to see how well the Brits do and then how well the top players do, really. So I've been following, which has been a little bit of fun. But I think we've only got one Brit singles player playing today, and he's already won. So that's rather good. Okay, now I'm thinking in here might be a bit darker because it's sort of underneath. I'm thinking this fur is like curly hair, like my hair. It's up on top. Yeah, my hair's a mad, frizzy, curly mess. I did ask for help with my frizzy hair, and I've actually switched to a different shampoo and conditioner, which seems to be helping a little bit. So that's good. But I was so distracted this morning in the shower. I always use the shower for planning my day and that sort of thing. I was so distracted, I can't remember if I remembered to put any conditioner on. And if I didn't, my hair would be a disaster. Once it dries, it's still a bit wet. Right, so I'm sort of, the curls are quite tricky, so what I'm doing is I'm looking for sort of natural edges and lines to put a little bit of darker pencil, just to sort of make it look like it's sort of layered a bit. Really. So put a bit in the centre of those curls as well. And then this bit around the eye, just a little bit here and there. I'm thinking maybe above the nose it might be dark in there. This bit might be dark at each end. And then the nose, make it lighter. Could we do this bit? I'm thinking dark to light at the top, like that. He looks quite pink, doesn't he? But I think that's okay. I'm going to do a yellow background, so we'll see whether that helps him look more red. So golden yellow deep, and I'm going to try not to colour the stars, but I'm going to do the rest of it in this really, really pretty yellow. I can do in that square as well. And I'm not going to do any sort of layering. I'm just going to, I'm going to layer it up so it looks really thick. If I can. I always find it so difficult to see yellow. I think one of my first backgrounds I did was yellow, and I thought it was so good and even, and then when I looked at it really closely I realised that I'd missed loads of little tiny bits. And but you know, you learn and you have to just go with it. And actually, if you're doing a solid yellow background like this, it can be quite a lot easier to actually use a pen, like a water-based felt tip pen, as we would call them here in the UK, or a marker, as USA call them. And but my yellows have all run out. I haven't got many pens. It's not something that I use a lot. Anyway, if I'm feeling really like I want something really easy, then I might do that. But then I start them and then I realise actually they're not easy. And I wish I'd used pencil. That's quite funny. But there we go. That's what it is. Now the stars, I want them to look sort of gold. We don't have a gold colour, but what I'm going to do is colour them with the nearest I've got to gold, and then use some gold stickles. So we've got a cadmium yellow here, which doesn't sound like it's gold, but it looks quite brown, as if it's almost, for me it would be more of a Naples yellow. Well, I suppose it's quite yellow, but it doesn't matter because I suppose I could have coloured over it with the other yellow, but it would look a little bit different. And then we'll get on there with our gold stickles to finish it off. These are the gold ones, they're just called gold. You can use a glitter pen or something if you don't have stickles. I'm just using these because they're on my desk and they are lovely. Fun. Ooh, I need to shake them down a bit. I'll put the lid back on. I heard it go as it came down the tube a bit. Oh, it's making a squeaky noise. There's a lot of air in this one. There we go. Oh, it went splat. The only problem with these is they're not always that easy to control, particularly if you want just a small amount, but they're easier than using a paintbrush or using loose glitter, can you imagine? And I prefer them in some ways to a glitter pen because the glitter is bigger, so it looks shinier, but sometimes I prefer to use a pen. It's just depending on my mood, really. There we go. So we have our shiny stickles. Let's have a look. Let us turn this to the light so you can see them shine. I think they're catching the light quite well anyway. There we go. So I think I'm going to leave him there. It's a little bit of a shorter video today, I think, because we didn't keep changing colour, although I'm just looking at the line. He's a little bit messy, so I might actually go in, oops, just knocked my stickles over, with the Venetian red, the one we started with, and tidy up a few bits before I finish, as it's been so short. Right. Sometimes, like this curls. I'm going to have to be careful that I don't smudge those stickles. I'm sure I will. I'll probably get them on my wrist warmers, which wouldn't be good. I wouldn't know how to get them off of there. So really, you can see what I'm doing. I'm just over colouring a few bits, and I think it will make it look a little bit neater. And this is the key, really. If you're not completely happy with your picture and how it looks, you can just colour it a little bit more over the top. Take a little bit more time to just do a few more touches, and it can make quite a big difference. But sometimes, me included, you get to the point where you're like, I've had enough of that picture. I've done enough, I'm finished. I don't feel like fiddling with it anymore. Nothing wrong with that at all. You could go back at a later date or not, you know. I remember when I did my flip through of Worlds of Wonder, someone asked me if I was going to go back and add backgrounds to all the pictures I didn't have backgrounds on. I was like, no, I was finished. I didn't intend on doing backgrounds on all of the pages. It just wasn't, I didn't think they needed it. But anyway, I'm happier with that. I don't know if you can see any visible difference really, but I just felt like I needed a little bit of fiddling. But there we go, there's our lions, so I hope that was okay. As I say, you could change up the colours a bit or look up how they look. I have feeling they have some yellow in their faces and maybe some green but I don't know, but I just wanted a red. So there we go. So thank you for watching, and tune in for the next video. We'll have the table tennis bat, so that will be fun. But for now, thank you very much and happy colouring.